Hi.
Hello, Krisha.
Back hurting?
A little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, we talked about that last week. How I managed to do my back thing again, but I was really good the past little bit of days because I didn't pay any money to go have it fixed. I've been doing my own thing with a heating pad and icing it and trying to stretch the psoas and all of these different things. My daughter wants me to do yoga now, and I said I would also like to fly, but I'm not a bird.
You could do yoga.
That's what she says.
I can
and I don't
help
mean that
you.
as a joke.
I could help you.
Oh, I shouldn't have mentioned it.
Now it's a whole episode.
I don't even have goats, so therefore, I don't believe that I'll
But
be...
you have YouTube. I do Fight Master Yoga on YouTube.
Fight Master.
Well, it's just her name. It sounds intense, but it's just her
Oh,
name. You know
that's
who
funny.
taught me about that? Josh Lampley.
I know a guy named Fight Master who does fly fishing, and it's Fight Master Fly Fishing
Crazy.
in the Smoky Mountains.
Yeah.
Who's your Fight Master?
She's in Arizona, Colorado.
Oh, so she's not Christy from Maryville.
No, she's
Sorry,
not Christy
Christy.
from Maryville.
Oh, all right.
Sorry about your back.
You know, but we got progress made. Last week I was griping and moaning about the
The
trees and the property, and since then, next door neighbor Nancy and I have over the weekend walked and looked it out.
Yeah.
And there were parts where I was unsure where the property line was. I assumed it was not my property.
How long have you lived here?
18 years.
Okay.
So for the first time, I looked up on the county's website to see they have a map and you can zoom in.
Right.
And I have more property than I thought I did.
Nice.
Because Nancy's like, well, no, you understand, my property line's way back here and yours matches mine, so therefore, all of this land that you and Wayne and are, griping about, it's actually mine, so...
Oh, so you were fine. You're fine.
yeah.
You're fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm fine. So
You're
these
fine.
trees that I took down that I was worried about for a minute, they were mine anyway, so
Yeah.
thanks to Steve's Tree Service for helping me out with that.
That's awesome. Yay.
Ah.
Oh, I'm tired.
Well, it's been a time. We've had so much happen.
Stumble out of bed and tumble to the
I
kitchen.
let you borrow the good mug today.
Pour myself a cup of ambition, yawn and stretch, try to come to life.
Well, this time last year, weren't we addicted to the Dolly Parton's America podcast? Well, I was. Maybe were you too?
Yeah. I
was
would
so
listen
good.
to it again.
Well, actually, here's what I'm going to suggest. Is
Yeah?
I had a job in Sevier County, Pigeon Forge. And I would listen to it on the way from Knoxville. And it would, you know how I don't get very emotional? But I would get choked up.
Yes, I do.
We'll talk about that maybe tomorrow. I don't know, maybe later.
Oh, man.
But I would get choked up as I'm listening to Dolly talking about what she calls her sad-ass songs. I think it was first or second episode. And it hits me right as I drive past the Sevierville Chamber of Commerce and the electronic light comes on with a beautiful full-color picture of Dolly, hometown of Dolly Parton. So then I'm driving a little more, and she says something else, and one of those flippity billboards flips, and there she is again.
Flippity billboard. Yeah.
So, I mean, it happened, but how many episodes of that? So it happened to me over and over and over again.
Little Misty.
Yeah.
Okay, so the Dolly
as
podcast.
Dolly is appearing to me.
I'm making a note. The Dolly podcast gets you misty.
Well, I must have been having a bad day.
But you said it happened over and over again.
Oh, no, meaning seeing the Dolly
Okay,
picture.
yeah.
The one time I was surprised by it, and I was like, she was doing one of those really sad songs.
Yeah. She has some really...
Yeah.
Her older stuff, but then when she plays some old gospel hymns, and
Yeah.
she plays, oh, man.
So this particular mug, you had come over for brunch last weekend, and I wanted you to use the Dolly mug, but it was, I don't know, I hadn't washed it or whatever.
I didn't
it
have
was.
coffee.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
So this is freshly washed.
Thank you.
And I want to tell you, I got this from a celebrity.
Dolly?
No. There was this Cuban chef. What?
Just go ahead, please.
They had an international food festival. I guess now it's been a year and a half. And Chef Pepin
Chef Pepin.
was
Chef
the
Pepin.
spokesperson for this, and they flew him in from Miami. And he was going to stay for a few days and be the celebrity chef of this festival.
Right.
And I go to Media Day,
As you do.
As you do. And Chef Pepin is up on stage with Dolly, and they are doing shtick and talking. And he's very, he's
Right.
effusive. And
He's big.
He's Cuban, and he's just
Yeah.
excited. And it was a Friday during Lent, and he had made Cuban sandwiches, and I couldn't eat one because
Right.
it had meat in it.
Right.
So he feels bad, but he's great. At the little reception afterward, they have the season pass holders are over there, and then the media are squeezed into a couple of tables. But we get to eat for free.
Mm-hmm.
Chef Pepin comes over, and I get to meet him. We want to get a selfie, but I make a little video for social media.
Mm-hmm.
And I mentioned to him how much I appreciate something that he had said. And I mentioned Bacardi Rum, which was Cuban rum.
Oh,
Now,
so good.
it used to be, we think of it as Puerto Rican rum, but you probably heard me say 100 times that my father did the public relations for Bacardi Rum.
Right.
So I'm fairly well versed in the story of
Knows his rum.
Facundo Bacardi, who fled Cuba with the oppressive regime, wanted to get away from Castro, and they moved to Puerto Rico and reinvented everything, and it became Puerto Rican rum, and that's why they always hammered that home. This is Puerto Rican rum, because every time they did it, it was a little dig
I dig it.
at
Cuba.
Castro. Yeah.
Ah, look at that.
So anyway, Chef Pepin and I get to be talking about this, and he is like got his arm around me, and we're talking about Cuba, and I don't know much more than everything I've just said.
That's better.
I
know the rum of Cuba.
But he's telling me stuff, and he wants me to send me my email address so he can send me a title of a book about the Bacardi family.
Oh, cool.
And we're going back and forth.
Oh, man. That's your wheelhouse.
And we're not done, though, but we're having this conversation, and other DJs and TV anchors are wanting to get their time with Chef Pepin. And I remember Bob Bell from Joy 620 is like, can I get in? Can I get some of that? Can I talk to Chef Pepin?
Excuse me?
So Chef Pepin and I are like, oh, we should do this again sometime, right? Which you always say. That's what you always say.
Right.
And he's like, no, really. He says, I'm doing media on next week. You should call them. So I thought, well, why not?
Why not?
I know, I have all the...
You've been personally invited by Chef Pepin.
So I contact Wes at Dollywood, and I say, hey, Chef Pepin said that he would stop by and visit me on the media tour next week. And the guy's like, no, that's just television. I said, oh, you sure? Because Chef seemed pretty excited about it.
Yeah.
And he's like, well... No, we're doing Channel 6 and Channel 10, which they're trying to be on all of the 4 o'clock shows.
Which is
hard,
a lot.
But because two of the lower ranked one was going to pre-tape theirs at just after the noon news.
Smart.
So he was going to be on this side of town at like 1 in the afternoon. I said, I'll come in early. You can slide me in between the taping at Channel 8, then the live 3 o'clock show at Channel 6, and then the live 4 o'clock show at Channel 10.
Nice.
They're like, the Dollywood people are like, I don't know. So I get a text or an email back, and I'm like, hey, is that offer still open? Chef Pepin really wants to do it. So they show up.
And they're like, son of a...
So they show up, and Chef Pepin, everyone in the building thought that Chef Pepin was madly in love with me. Because
he may have been.
Because he's exuberant.
Yes.
And he's got a wife. He's not gay.
No, but I'm like,
but
you can be in love with someone and not be in romantic
love.
If
I didn't know he was straight, I would have thought.
Okay.
But he's okay.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, like, Eric, from Eric B., right?
Yes.
So he's looking at this going, what is going on? Because it's just weird. Because Chef Pepin comes bursting in.
To be fair, it's
right?
B, so he's like,
in the hall, and he's loud.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, Frank, hey, Frank! And we record this interview, this segment, and Wes Rainey from Dollywood is telling me, yeah, this is weird. We don't normally do this.
Don't know what's happening.
But the chef insisted, so here we are. And that is how I got the mug, because he brought it with him that day as a present.
So it's Chef Pepin's mug.
Yes.
That's very sweet. Ooh, it got breezy.
So that's a long story, but we love Dolly and that Chef Pepin
But that's
story.
an important story, because, like, Chef Pepin, I mean, I'm all for some Cuban food. Cuban chefs, Cuban food.
So we need to go to Miami.
And
get us
Or we could go to Cuba.
Well, what I want to see Chef Pepin is in
he's
Miami.
in Miami. Okay.
Yeah, he still is anti-Cuba. because he's an escapee. He also, his family, when he was a little boy, fled.
Got asylum.
Yeah, because he is just old enough. If you're about 60, that's when it happened. It was about 60 years ago, so late 50s, somewhere around there. So he's just old enough to have his family have fled.
Wow.
And then he grew up most of his life in Miami. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, when I lived in Orlando, I used to go by myself Latin dancing. I would go to the Latin club, and I would just go Latin dancing. And I've done it here. There's a like Double S wine bar downtown. Has like Latin dance nights.
Is that Waldo Solano and that group?
No. It's the other.
He's got a salsa gang of
this is
people.
This is their competitor that was doing like, they would at 7:00. It's, you get an hour-long free lesson.
What type of place is it?
S&S Wine Bar. It's a teeny tiny little wine bar downtown.
Well, one time my wife and I were having dinner at Salsa Rita's on Kingston Pike by Winston, and Waldo and the gang came in. They pushed all the booths away, and they were going to have salsa night at Salsa Rita's, which I thought was hilarious.
That makes sense. And this was and so you get your little hour-long free lesson, and then it's open free dance until they close. And it was about, I don't know, 10 women and one guy whose wife or girlfriend drug him along.
That sounds about right.
And it was so much fun.
Nice.
I love it.
Fantastic.
Ballroom and stuff like that's the only thing I haven't done and I want to do.
Well, I know people.
I don't.
we could probably get a show out of it.
I'm down. I am down.
All right. Well, there's so many things to do in and around East Tennessee, and if you are one of the many who are looking to move here from wherever it is you're watching today, or if you're like neighbor Wayne, who's decided that he wants to cash out.
I'm out of here.
It's a seller's market right now, so if you're moving from someplace expensive, you can afford to buy the houses. But if you're selling, now's the time to sell.
Yep, and Hutch and Howard can do that for you. Our friend Rob Howard. How
did you know?
I felt it. I felt it in the air. I just knew. Rob Howard, our friend, and his whole crew over there can not only help you sell your house, but they can find a place for you because they're everywhere.
Yep, all the way. They say Morristown to Athens, but that's just an expression because if you're from around here, that's quite a swath of 81 down to 40 to 75. That's quite a chunk of real estate.
Hey.
But wherever it is you want to be in Tennessee, Hutch and Howard
Where it is you want to be in Tennessee?
They are part of the Keller Williams Realty Group, each office independently owned and operated. And I almost had the phone number memorized, but now I have to look up.
Dang it! That's okay, because I can talk about the fact that Rob works, a lot downtown, but, South Knoxville is booming right now.
I think I filed it under Realtor.
South Knoxville's booming right now. West Knoxville, wherever you want to be, they can help you find your place. And also, like Frank said, it's a seller's market. So if you're ready to cash in, let's go.
Yeah.
Hey, there's the phone number.
Yes.
Wait, there it almost is. It's Hutch and Howard.
It's on the screen, but I can't read backwards.
Right.
865-966-5005.
You're so full of crap.
Well, it's going to be. It's going to be right here. And from my perspective, it would be backwards.
And we're going to play their jingle. And Rob actually commented on one of our,
he did a screen grab.
Past shows. He did a screen grab.
He went through our YouTube show and did a screen grab of your facial expression listening to Adeem the Artist. Here,
all right,
you can go ahead.
I'll listen. Here I go.
It's Hutch and Howard's.
If you're buying or selling your home, trust a professional, don't do it alone. From the sunflower fields to the Sunsphere Tower, there's a knowledgeable name. It's Hutch and Howard. It's Hutch and Howard.
You see, that's very helpful to me later. I think I've mentioned to you that... did it start over? Okay. No, stop. So, when we did the episode at the Greenback Diner, which has gotten hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of views...
Yes.
Because Greenback Middle School shared it. So, thank you, Greenback School. But on that particular one, we didn't have the jingle with us.
Right.
So, we just paused. It's a 30-second jingle, or so I thought. It's really only 20-something.
Yeah.
So we're
just
so awkward.
We're both just looking around.
It's so awkward.
We're reading things. We're so awkward in general.
It's almost as awkward as the CBD joint, CDB.
CBD joint.
whatever.
They make those.
I bet. So yeah, when I
Were you that, like, you really were that awkward, or are you putting on to be that awkward? Like, for real?
I thought I was putting on a little, but then the stuff that I edited out, it was I couldn't watch.
Oh,
it was
because you actually got awkward.
Because I started when I did the long pause. I was milking it. I was like, I know this is weird, but I'm just gonna. This is what I feel. This is my truth.
Right.
I'm gonna pause.
Yeah.
But later, the part you didn't see is when I start talking that
You just you just needed to get that anxiety out.
that was the anxiety, and it's so it was so bad, so bad.
And the thing is, like, it's funny because I didn't even think about it being awkward for you, and maybe that means I'm a bad friend or a bad partner.
I went to a whole nother chapter of my life, talking about cocaine addicts, and people I know, and that was just, I didn't want to go there mentally, but here I am.
Once you open that door to Frank, buddy, let me tell you. It's fun to be awkward, though. I think being awkward is much more fun than trying not to be awkward.
Are you referring to last Monday when we were?
Yeah, and that's gonna have to be a whole episode because it was. Actually, you know who I felt sorry for, and we'll just have to tease this. I felt sorry for Jerry.
My wife?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, then we'll talk about that maybe tomorrow, maybe?
Let's do it tomorrow.
All right.
Yeah. Because I just, yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, there's a couple of things we do have coming up this week. Tanya Cinnamon has sent us money on PayPal to buy buttermilk and cornbread to force you to eat it.
I mean, nobody's forcing me. I said I'd do it.
You said you drink buttermilk.
Right.
Tanya upped the game to cornbread.
I know.
But reading about it, where you crumble the cornbread into a glass of buttermilk, it sounds okay. I think I would try some.
But like I make my cornbread with buttermilk.
Okay. I bought this at the store.
Right.
I didn't know.
That's fine.
All right.
But it all came about because my granny drinks buttermilk.
Yes.
And she eats Little Debbie cakes and
How's
drinks
she doing?
buttermilk. She's good. She's
See,
doing
the
really
buttermilk, just like in that Batman episode, it's a health tonic.
Yeah, she's doing really well. She can't hear anything, and her short-term memory is gone, but she's good. And
Right.
did I mention that her short-term memory is gone?
How's her short-term memory?
Oh, it's gone.
Oh, that's a shame.
Well, that's darn it.
Did I ask you about that coffee mug?
Short-term memory?
Do you want a second cup of coffee?
I think I should get one.
Do you want one?
Yeah.
Okay, because after the past several episodes, I've noticed, I was reminded of a 1970s Yuban commercial. What?
Oh, just, okay.
Bad timing on that?
Yeah. Go ahead.
There was a famous commercial for Yuban coffee
Yes.
in the 1970s. I didn't remember that it was Yuban, but I had to look it up on YouTube. And in this commercial, the husband and wife are out to dinner. And their hostess, there's one at a restaurant, and there's another one where they're at a friend's house. And they're getting ready to go, and the hostess goes, "Oh, won't you stay for a second cup of coffee?" And the husband takes off his coat and goes, "I think I will." And then you hear the thought of the wife, "He never asks for a second cup at home." And I thought maybe that you hated the coffee that I make.
No.
Because you stopped drinking it. You were been bringing the Weigel's coffee or the Pilot coffee.
Well, I always get my to-go coffee because I have this thing. I have a lot of to-go coffee mugs, and they all end up in the trash because I do this thing. I get my coffee, I get in the car, I drink it, I go somewhere, and then it lives in my car for 7 months.
And it spoils and stinks.
Well, it's empty, but it just lives in my car for 7 months, and then I get another one. And
why do you throw it away?
Because it's lived in my car for 7 months.
You could wash it.
I could.
Okay.
But I get, you know how the to-go coffee mugs, they absorb scent? I don't know.
I'll show you the one I have. It's got a metal interior.
It won't matter.
It's good.
It will not matter.
All right.
Anyone who
But you're okay with the coffee.
I'm okay with the coffee.
Because I noticed this when Megan came to visit. I thought she liked the way I made my coffee, and we had to go out and buy. It's Starbucks Verona.
Yeah,
So it's
that's what I drink at home.
Oh, guess what I thought?
Yeah.
I mean, not that I was snooping in your cabinet.
Yeah, you
but
were.
yeah,
That's fine.
I recognized the bag.
Yeah.
Okay, this is part of the puzzle because when
People know you've been in my house.
when Megan was here, we did a whole episode on your porch.
I know.
You think
But
I can
that doesn't
sit
mean
there?
you weren't in my house.
You think I can sit there that long without having to use the restroom?
Oh, dude. Yeah, I could have just sent you to the yard.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
We've already talked about that.
so Megan, we had to go buy like some Dunkin' Donuts
Oh.
coffee in a bag for while she was here because apparently her tastes have changed and this is, and I'm
Yeah.
drinking it, just with nothing in there. It's
You make
bitter.
a strong cup of coffee, and I like that.
This is what I need to know.
Yeah, no, I like that you make a strong cup of coffee. I don't think it's a lot of people's taste,
Okay.
but I like strong coffee. That's how I drink my coffee. But for a long time, I could drink coffee all day long.
Yeah.
And I'm old now, 40 and a half.
Mm-hmm.
And my tummy gets hurt if I have too much caffeine.
All right.
It's not the coffee, it's the caffeine.
Not the acid in the coffee, but the.
It's the I get the cold sweats and my armpits get all sweaty, and it's uncomfortable, and the back of my neck gets like this weird, and then I get a little nauseous, and if I drink too much caffeine and on an empty tummy, I get the.
So if I say the word perimenopause, that would be inappropriate. It's the Krisha and Frank show. We'll be back tomorrow, I think, with another episode where we'll talk about the fun we had at a funeral. I had a really good time at that funeral. And would you like to mention the YouTube channel, social media? We're on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeart Radio. We're on all those things. So thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. We'll be back tomorrow with another, I hope, episode. I really enjoyed doing this show a lot. I thought we had a... Okay. Well, all right. Hit the subscribe button. It's right here.
Too hormonal to even respond to you right now.
I don't even think I pronounced it right. Is it perimenopause?
Got to find out.